If you're a family caregiver, you already know it's a role that comes from a place of love. But let's be honest, it can also be incredibly challenging. So today, we're going to talk all about compassionate home care, not just as a service for your loved one, but as a really important support system for you. I'm guessing this hits pretty close to home, right? It's so much more than just a feeling. For millions of people, it's the daily reality. It's that constant weight of responsibility, the worry, and the love, all kind of mixed together.
And that feeling of being completely overwhelmed, that's exactly where we need to start. Because really understanding that experience is the very first step toward finding a path forward.
Does any of this sound familiar? That deep exhaustion, not just physical, but emotional too. The constant uncertainty about what the next day, or heck, even the next hour is going to bring. That feeling that you're always playing catch-up. Look, if you're nodding along, it's because these aren't just your struggles. They're the shared reality of caregiving.
So if there's one thing I really want you to hear today, it's this. You are not alone on this journey. There is a partnership available, one that's designed to help lift some of that weight right off your shoulders.
So that brings us to the big question. What exactly is home care? It's a term people hear a lot, but it can be a little misunderstood. So let's clear it up and talk about how it can be a true partnership in health.
At its heart, home care is really about letting your loved ones stay in the one place they feel the most comfortable and secure, their own home. It's about bringing professional care to them, making sure they're safe, keeping them comfortable, and giving you some invaluable peace of mind.
And you know, this kind of support isn't just for one group of people. The whole idea is that everyone who needs it deserves it. We're talking about seniors who want to age in place, veterans who face their own unique challenges, adults who are managing a chronic illness, or even children with special needs. Compassionate care is just a universal need.
Okay, so let's get practical. What does this support actually look like day to day? Well, a lot of the time, it comes down to providing hands-on help with what are known as activities of daily living.
You'll hear this term a lot in healthcare, activities of daily living, or ADLs. It sounds kind of technical, but it's really just a simple way of talking about those basic self-care tasks that most of us do every day without even thinking about it. But for someone with health challenges, these simple tasks can suddenly become huge hurdles.
So the 6 big ones are bathing and personal hygiene, getting dressed, using the restroom and managing continence, transferring, which is just moving from a bed to a chair, for example, and finally, being able to eat on their own. When even one of these becomes a struggle, it can really affect a person's safety, their confidence, and their sense of dignity.
And this number, wow, this number really tells a story. Research shows that 34% of adults with chronic disabilities needed help with at least one of those daily activities, and they didn't get it. That's a huge gap, and it's in that gap that you see a higher risk for falls, poor hygiene, and just a lot of frustration. This is exactly where professional home care is meant to step in.
And this is so important. Care is never, ever one size fits all. I mean, think about it. For someone with multiple sclerosis, they might have severe fatigue that makes bathing risky. A caregiver can be there to provide stability. For a person with Parkinson's, hand tremors can make eating really difficult. A caregiver can help with meals to make sure they're getting good nutrition. It's all about support that's tailored to the person.
But you know, all this help, it's about so much more than just getting tasks done. It's about the entire philosophy behind the care itself. And that philosophy has to be centered on dignity and independence.
This right here, this is the guiding principle. The goal is never to just take over. It's to support. It's all about finding that perfect balance between giving the help that's needed while empowering your loved one to stay as self-sufficient as they possibly can be.
This is a perfect example of what that looks like in real life. I mean, why take away the dignity of someone getting dressed if the only thing they really struggle with is bending down to put on their shoes? The right kind of care just helps with that one specific challenge, instead of taking over the whole thing. It's a small act, but it makes a huge difference in preserving someone's sense of self.
And here's the thing, right? A person's needs are not set in stone. They change. Chronic illnesses can progress. Symptoms can fluctuate. That's why a good care plan has to be flexible. It has to be something that's created with you and your family, and it has to be ready to evolve as your loved one's journey evolves. It's a true long-term partnership.
Okay, now I want to shift gears for a minute and bring the focus back to someone who is absolutely essential in this whole equation, and that's you, the caregiver, because making sure you get care is also a huge part of the mission.
Caregiver burnout is so real. It's what happens when you're constantly putting your own needs, your own appointments, and your own rest on the back burner. Respite care is designed specifically for you.
It gives you a chance to step away, to recharge, to take care of yourself, all while knowing your loved one is in safe, compassionate hands. Your well-being is not a luxury, it's a necessity.
So I want to leave you with a question, just something to think about. We're so often taught that we have to handle everything ourselves. But what if we just reframed that idea? What if asking for help wasn't seen as a sign of failure, but as a proactive way of building the absolute best support team possible?
Because at the end of the day, this is the simple truth of it. Reaching out shows that you recognize that providing the best care for your loved one and for yourself is a team effort. It's a powerful, smart choice that brings in expertise, support, and relief. It is absolutely a sign of your strength.